Hi, we're doing the today we're doing the RexRack installation. What you need to have to do it and how to do it. This is for a single panel that will cover up to 8 panels. The racking kits that we sell. You can get a RexRack manual online if you want to review it before you go on a job. We have the RexRack. It's like a little spec sheet. Essentially shows you the parts that come with it. When you get the RexRack kits, you want to make sure you have all the parts that are supposed to come with it, which include, what you get are 2 pieces of strut. These are your support struts. One, and then there's another one. You get 4 feet, which are these kind of channel feet, 4 of those. You get the brackets for the front. We'll show you how to do all this. You get all the hardware, all the nuts and bolts. You get 4 panel clips. This is the one of the last things you install. You'll get 2 telescoping legs, and they come in different sizes. So depending on the tilt and the tilt angle and the size of the collector you're using, that's what kit you order. I have these preset already. This piece here slides in the channel, so you can set it to its. This is a 24, I think 54 inch range. So this is all ready to go. You get 2 of these, and you get the clips for the back. These clips hold these 2 strut members. So what we're going to show you is how to assemble a RexRack for a single panel. These will do up to 8 panels in a row. So we're going to pan around to show you what it looks like. The RexRack comes from this rail up is what the RexRack kits are. The rail, the base rail, all this is done per the job. This is for a flat roof, but it's based on what the roof allows you to do and what you want to do. You may have all this installed by the building contractor, or like I-beams or some other support, but this is the support. This is like for a retrofit. So if we walk around, you can see the side view. You can come around to the back. You can see the legs, the support, this spacing for our different size collectors. It's 20% of the total length. So this panel is about 80 inches, so it's about 15 inches. That varies depending on the collectors. We have 4x10s, 4x8s, and 4x6. This is the 26. So what we have is the 2 supports, and we have the 2 legs and feet hardware. That's what come with the kit, and the clips that hold. These are our mounting clips that hold the panel to the strut. All the rest, like I say, all this support rail and these cross pieces, which allow for strength and stability, allow you to put it where you want to, get all the rafters if you need to. So that's separate. That depends on the job. You come back around. This panel is tilted and about 26 degrees. Excuse me, this is an angle gauge. It's good to have if you have a spec you need to do. But all these dimensions, so put it on there, it's about 26 degrees. It's a tool that you might need. Other tools you might need are an impact gun, and sockets. The main sockets for this are 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 5/16, and a 1/2 inch wrench. So that's a full view of the system, of the panel that you're going to end up with, how it's going to look. Now what we're going to do is stop, and we're going to take it down, and then we'll reassemble it. What we do for a RexRack kit is you have a platform that a sub base you're going to build it on. This is mimicking a flat roof, and then your base consists of mounts, various types out there. You want to get them up high enough so debris doesn't. Roofers can flash it in. You can flash it in. This could be posts. You could have them done in new construction. You could have I-beams put in. It just all depends on the job. But this is kind of mimicking a retrofit. So you have the flat roof. You find your rafters. You need to load it onto 2 or 3 rafters, depending on how big they are, and or trusses, depending on what the inspectors want, the city wants for the roof. So you don't want to load it on 2 and then the roof starts sagging. You'll be in trouble. So we got our mounting system in, and the frame, which this does not come. This can be unistrut, can be other, whatever works for the job, whatever spec'd in, as long as it's properly secured. None of this, what you see, this strut, the post, do not come with the job. So what we've done is from the tables and charts in the manuals, we've got the spread between our 2. These are our 2 east-west rails, I call them, and these are our 2 north-south ties. So I call this a railroad tie pattern. It allows for structural stability. You can stand on it and do all kinds of things. It's not going anywhere. So these are all we've decided where these go from the tables. So they're so far apart, and then the panel, you'll see how it sits. From there, we strike a chalk line. You're going to need a chalk line level in the normal carpentry tools when you start doing this stuff. We struck a chalk line, and we mounted the 2 front feet. Now the 2 front feet come like this. There's no anchor bolt. So these are stainless steel strut nuts. They can be unistrut nuts, whatever you want to use. This is all stainless, so there's no metallic interaction. So we mounted and bolted those with a 3/8 nut driver in position. Then we measure our distance to the back, to our rear feet, and we've already got one. Again, we've anchored that one. That was predetermined from the tables and measurements. That's all in our manual. These install, basically, they're strut nuts, so if you're used to working with unistrut, you can have a 3/8 nut driver if you want to get these started. Okay. So the distances, we've already measured this, so try to So all this now is all secured. These strut nuts are used to tie these 2 rails to here. So now the first part is complete. Now the second thing we do is we use the front feet. Get 2 of, this is for a single panel, 2 of these. Put them in the front. This is for the strut, the front strut support. One. It's 1/2 inch. Just snug them up so that they, they turn. Not too tight for now. They swivel, but they'll stay put for you. So now we have our 2 solar strut, the strut supports in. Now we have our strut, and this is for a single system. They're cut per the panel size. So again, we put that in. And I always like a block of wood so to bang this stuff, or have a mallet or a block of wood so you can tap this into place. Now the holes are pre-drilled in the bird, we call them the bird's mouths here, and then you're going to, you can either pilot drill it or you can use tech screws. Now you get the tech screws. You just, these are all pre-drilled, so we just put 3. Now put these in. Make sure that the rail, support rail, is completely engaged in the bird's mouth clip. And then you have 3 per. Don't skimp, please. The racking is engineered to a certain load, to a specific load. If you miss any of the parts, you don't do it right, then you're weakening the engineering. So now that's our front rail. Now we'll go over to the back. We have our clips in, our feet. We're gonna put in, well, what we'll do is, you can do it either way, put these are called the goal posts. You have 2 of them. We go in the smaller channel. And again, like I say, we already determined the length of this, the telescope, so you can put one in and then put legs in. This will all be snug but loose. You'll tighten them when we're ready. Put the other one in. Just have everything laid out, all the parts laid out. That confirms that you have everything too. You know, missing something, contact us. Contact your distributor or SunEarth Inc. and wherever you bought it from, contact them first. We'll rectify the issue. Or sometimes the box gets misplaced. Alright, so there's the leg. Again, these are the upper brackets, or we call them goal posts. I want these snug enough here so the leg stays up for you. Now we're going to put in screws. We're going to put in the upper rail. Same strut, same length as the lower rail. You measure it so it's even, so it's same on both sides. You have to use a wood mallet or use your hands if you find it. Now again, make sure it's set all the way down into the goal post. And this is a these are 5/16 stainless screws. If you like, you can pre-pilot drill them. Pilot drill them so they're, otherwise the aluminum is a little thick. Hello, we're back on the RexRack. We've got our lower rail secure. We've got our upper rail built. What we've done now is we've set the measurements, the distance here, based on the calculations we did for the panel size we're using. So we just referred to the manual. It has a chart. Basically, you'll have about 5 inches below this, below the bottom rail on the collector, and you'll have 20% above this top rail of the collector. So in this case, we're using an 86-inch panel. It's about 15 inches that'll come up above. So that distance varies depending on the length. We've also put in a couple things. We put in is our cross brace. This is our lateral brace for seismic. It keeps the rack sturdy. It's required in most jurisdictions. And then that's part of the racking system. So these two items are in. The cross brace is in. It's bolted in. We use the strut nuts that we use for securing the rail. The two items on each end are called helping hands. They're pieces of strut or metal that's put in to not only set your distance, but to keep it from moving. So the rack is completely sturdy. These will come off, we'll show you. So now what we're gonna do, the rack is all ready. We're gonna put the collector on. So we have two people. We're gonna grab this collector. Set it up. Put it right in the middle. So we're gonna set it on the rack. 9/16. And what we're using is our clips. There are CSSNs, they're our clip and our strut nut and bolt. So that's what we're using to set those in. You can measure the distance here, it's about 5 to 6 inches. Make sure it's inches. Come up to the top. This is about a 27-degree angle. So it wasn't too difficult to hold it in place. Now the collector's in. If it's that's almost the end of the installation. The collector's in. If it's drained back, you slope it a little bit to slope the drain. Now we just see how easy. We didn't have to hold this up. It was all secure. And then now we just will remove the helping hands. You can use, like, this is for a single collector. You can use 1 or 2. If you have up to 8 collectors, you can use multiple. You can use like 4 helping hands, 2 at each end, and one divided, another 2 to hold the entire rack in place, and then you can put the panels on the rack. That's normally you need 2 or 3 people. Because this is a small one, this is 2-person was fine, but the larger ones, 4x10s, you may need 3 people to do it, 2 to lift it up, or 3 to get it there, and then 2 to hold it, and 1 to secure it. The racking, usually, it's just a little longer than your clip, so you don't have, there's no waste. This is just for demonstration, but they usually just come out about 1 inch beyond the clip on each end, so it looks real clean. And that's it. It's all ready to go. It's secure. The 4 points. The legs are at the thing with the legs in the back. You have the stiffener, but this dimension here is within 70 degrees, between 70 degrees and 90, which would be coming straight off of here, be coming down a little more. So anywhere between 70 and 90 is okay, this angle. And again, we have in the manual, you have a table that tells you the distance between where the feet are and the leg length, and that gives you the angle for our specific panels. So always refer to that. The nice thing is you can, when you do all this with the helping hands, you can change it if you need to. It's not wobbly, it's all secure, but you can always measure it, double check everything. Nothing's going to move on you. And then go through, the last thing you do is make sure everything's tight. These are 1/2 inch sockets. You'll check these, make sure they're all snug with a 1/2 inch socket wrench. Make sure all the screws are in. There's two up here and 3 down below. They should have been installed.
when you install the 2 support rails. And that's it. That's the RexRack.